Now I will show you how to calibrate physically the extensometer. As you know, the extensometer is a delicate and sensitive device. That's why we need to calibrate it regularly. For the calibration, I have here a special device. You can see this device we put here in the extensometer, and it has a micrometer here. When we turn it, we are moving this head. And you have different inserts that correspond to different shape of the extensometer. And when we want to hold it and take it out from the box, please be careful with this part and hold it from these parts. So this is the calibration device. As I told you, this is the movable part, and these edges are behaving like a real specimen, where we should attach the extensometer to be calibrated here using the rubber bands, as we do in the tensile machine. Now the extensometer is attached and the pin is inside. You can keep it in or you can take it out, doesn't matter in this stage. And here you have the micrometer. You can switch it on with this button, and here you can read the value of the displacement. You can read it in inches or in millimeter, and we want it in millimeter, so we press the unit button here. The gauge length of our extensometer is 50 millimeter, which means 0.5 millimeter in this device will correspond to 1% of strain in the computer screen. And also, when we have zero displacement here, it should correspond to 0% of strain in the screen. Now we have 0, and let's look at the screen to see which displacement we have. But before that, we should remove the pin, of course, when we start the calibration. And on the screen you can read here in the second value from the right, this is the strain value that we are measuring from the extensometer, which is not 0 in this case. So we have to bring it to 0 by moving the micrometer. We should move it carefully in one direction. And then when I exceed the value, so I have to go back, and then I start again. Because of the thread here, we cannot go back and forward from the 0 value. When we exceed it, we have to start from the beginning, and we go slowly until we get 0 value on the screen for the displacement. So now it is good, but we have a look again at the display of the micrometer, and you can see that the value is not 0 here. And then but we know that it should be 0 because we have 0% of strain on the screen of the computer. So then we zero it with the red button like this. And now we calibrate our extensometer. Now if we want to check our calibration, if it is good or bad, so you can follow in the screen the strain value in percent, and during that time I will be moving the micrometer to introduce some displacement. So I will introduce 0.5 millimeter in the calibration device. Now I am at 0.4. I should go slowly when I am close. Now I exceeded, so I have to go further and go back again a little bit. So I go back and then I increase again. So now I have 0.5 millimeter in the display of the calibration device. And this 0.5 millimeter, it corresponds to 1% of strain, as it should be. And we should also check it with negative value of stress and of strain. So I will move the micrometer in the other direction to introduce negative displacement. So I will introduce minus 0.5 millimeter. So then you should go below minus 0.5, and then you increase again slowly. And now I have here minus 0.5 millimeter. And as you can see in the screen, it corresponds to minus 1%. And now we will go back to zero displacement, which should correspond to 0% of strain. So now I am increasing the displacement slowly. I am approaching the zero value. And here I have zero displacement in my calibration device, which corresponds also to zero strain for, that we have seen in the monitor. And now we know that we have well calibrated our extensometer.